Hi everyone, welcome to another session. In this demo, I'll be showing you how to develop a single page web application that allows the fine-grained access control with Auth2 Scope. Let's focus on the business use case. An organization requires to control its digital resource access controllability based on the user group, roles, permissions, which should demand a hierarchical expansion and should be configurable. If you focus on the requirement, the API should be protected with Auth2 bearer token, which does not grant access to any API resources beyond its associated scopes. So the organization looks for out-of-the-box features that enable access controllability with low-code integration, a central management place which allows you to control the accessibility of the resources. Let's see what it means by access control with Auth scopes. Scopes enables fine-grained access control to API resources based on the user roles. You define scopes to an API resources. A user invokes the API using Auth2 bearer token, which does not grant access to any API resources beyond its associated scopes. For example, there can be requirements restricting access to given API resources to specific user or user group in an organization or department. In contrast, other resources of the same API access should be allowed to consumers with fewer privileges. WSO2 API Manager inherited some of the key CIMA features from the world-leading open-source identity platform known as WSO2 Identity Server, allowing you to develop applications to leverage the power of injecting scopes to API. In Auth2 world, there are two types of scopes. First, OIDC scope. These are the scopes that bind to user attributes, known as WSO2 claims. You can use OIDC scopes to limit access to user attributes. Auth2 scopes. These are the scopes that bind to roles by default and permissions. As shown here, I'll be demonstrating a pickup management system, assuming the organization has two different user groups, namely operator and manager, trying to access a passenger booking engine. And based on user privileges, the identity access layer provides accessibility to the user system, also attach privileges to the user binded with the token with access scopes, which allows the operations a user can perform. This is a very high level view. Let's go to the demo and see how this can be set up. So this is the basic setup that written on MS4J. And it can be written on any preferred language you are willing to do. So this basic application has few operations that the web application is communicated. So I will consider this as a backend. Also, we have two distinct web applications such as pickup manager and pickup dispatch operation. So which provide distinct operations to the manager and the operator who can perform. So we will look into this detail during the demo. And each application has a distinct the property file, a dispatch property or a manager property file. So if you look at this dispatch property file, that you could register the required key and secret and the required endpoints, also like the scopes that this particular application is binded with, and the required administrator and username and password. So basically it has three applications: backend service, two web applications, and the access controllability done through the API manager. So we will go into the more detail how you can define API, how you can generate different type of users, assigning roles and assigning scopes to the API resources. So let's go into the API management side. This is WSO2 user management portal. By default, this is available with the WSO2 API manager all-in-one distribution. So basically for this use case, I am defining three users. One is Alex, Bob, Uber. Alex is a manager. So if you go to view roles, you can see that I have a manager role. And Bob is an operator. So he has operator role. And the Uber is basically a dev portal API management specific user that provides the relevant API accessibility credentials to the web applications, which I have shown in my previous slides, that for the pickup manager and pickup dispatch applications. So now I'm logging to the publisher. So if once you log into publisher, so I have created an API. So if you want to know how to create an API, you can refer the documentation regarding how to publish and create API. So in this case, like you can see that in this API I have given the context as rider book, and the relevant backend service, the resources that are exposed, and the transport that has been exposed, and the API security that is binded. And since we are focusing on the local and the scopes, so I will go into the scopes. So for this particular use case, I have given like 3 scopes. One is like API pickup desk manager, who has to have a manager role, and this allows 3 like resources accessibility, mainly get, put and delete. And pickup desk operator, who has to have manager and operator and manager. We should given like get resource accessibility only. And then there's another additional scope I have given, pickup write accessibility. For that allows only for operator role and for the post, because I will show you like who can like place the pickup in behalf of the customer. So then this particular scope come into the play. So basically this is the basic like definition of the API. And how it is defined, the metadata contract in the publisher point of view. And now let's go into the developer portal, so where we could like subscribe this API and create applications, so where the backend applications can utilize them. So now I'm logging to the developer portal. The user I'm using is Uber. This is the application developer experience. So since the publisher exposed the API known as pickup manager API, and I have privilege now to subscribe this API and create applications and test the applications, and then use those consumer keys and consumer secret, so that application use them to generate tokens, and that controls your complete life cycle of application registration process and role-based access controllability. So in this case, I have created 2 applications. Since I have 2 web applications, the pickup manager will be used Uber Manager web application, Uber Manager applications, and associated the credentials, and dispatch manager is using the credential associated with the particular application. So here, like if you go click here, if you click production keys, and you will find out the consume key and consume secret, and you can use this consume key and consume secret within web application, and you can do further testing, integration testing based on the successability. You could like get a lot of like leverage out of how the API is working, who has invoked, who has subscribed, and so on and so forth. So you can get more into these details. So this is basically the idea of the developer portal in high level, but there are a lot of other additional features that you can use. And now after this, we'll go into the demonstration and showcase you like how everything is like built up and arranged in a way that you could control the role-based accessibility based on the scopes. So this is pickup dispatcher. Now let's try to log into the system, and as soon as you click login button, you could see that the complete like login experience is handled through the WSO2 identity access management layer, that it will be like redirected to the authentication page. So this is going to be like a central login controllability, like federated controllability. So then, since I have a user called Bob, he has a operator role. Then I will try logging, and once upon success of the login, then you could find that the user will be given the consent of the scopes that are the role scope that is associated, and the permission that is granted. And you could like click continue, and then it will be direct into the web application. So now if you look at the more detail, if you want to see like from developer experience, if you want to check what are the details that are associated with the request and response, you can expose the left hand like tab, and you can get more information like the token endpoint that has been called, the requested information, token ID, the access token, and you can use JWT-IO like sites or JWT-IO to decrypt and see the scopes associated with this particular login request. And now what happened is that I will enable my backend. So this is a web application that has this feature that you can enable, disable backend application. Now I'm select a driver and select the passenger name and then contact information and click add. So you can see that the record is created and you can go to and you can view. So create is calling handled through the post request, and view bookings handled to get requests. Since this user has the pickup operator user, like in previous slides I have explained, in previous case I have explained that the scopes that we have assigned to the operation. So make bookings basically does the post, view does the get, and this particular user has that scopes associated with, so he can perform the given role. Now what I will do is I will log out, and then I will try to log in to dispatch manager application with Alex, who is a manager, but this particular manager user doesn't have the role to write any booking. So let's see what's going to happen. Now I'm using Alex, so I will try to log in as previous case, Alex. So upon login, it will give the permission that this particular login would, this particular application would allow, and I will click continue, OK. And then what I'm going to do is I will now allow backend, and then I will try to add user. Now technically the make booking allow make booking operation should be allowed only for operation role. So as soon as you try that one, you can see that it does not allow the user to add the particular operation, because it is tightly coupled to the tightly coupled, because pickup write accessibility given to the user who has the operation role. So since Alex is a manager, he technically does not allow to do the operation, but still he can go and view the information. This particular part is allowed. Now the idea here is that user can log into the system, multiple users can log into the system, but based on the roles and the scopes associated with the given user, you could leverage these functionalities to restrict who can access the role, who can perform the role. So like you can enhance this web application like based on the roles that is coming through the web application. For instance, I will open the access token, copy the access token, and go to the JWT IO, right? And then if I see the roles, let's see the roles, and you can find out this particular user Alex has the pickup operator role only, but he doesn't have the pickup write accessibility. That's why this particular application, when you try to post the make booking function, try to add the user, try to add the passenger, that operation does not allow this particular user. So likewise, you can enhance this application and see what's going on. But as mentioned, that this particular role allows that user to the ones to log into the dispatch system to see the bookings that made. So this is one part of the way that you could control the role-based accessibility. So this is Pickup Manager. Now this is very restrictive applications, and generally like Bob shouldn't allow to access to the Pickup Manager, but only the management role should be able to access and perform the management-based actions in the Pickup Manager. So let's try to login. I'll try to demonstrate that part. Now I'll try to log as a Bob, and so basically what has happened now, Bob is completely restricted. So because he doesn't have the relevant role associated with, and basically once you try to log in, you should see that this application is generally like gives you a warning message saying that you cannot access to the application. Now if you are let's try to access with the Alex role. I will use Alex and so basically like this will give the scope associated with the role, and basically it will go into next step, means that is assign the role and scopes to the IDC and scope or to scopes, and then once you continue, and it will allow. So now you can log into the management application of the pickup, and you can now see the relevant information. So these operations again you can control based on hierarchy, like who can access this specific information based on the manager role that they are performing. But this is the basics that we want to know, like someone who can access, when you can access, what are the operations that you can do, and also there are applications where you shouldn't even allow to access for an external party. Thanks for joining the session. Hope you have learned how to control API accessibility through WSO2 API Manager. Until we meet again, goodbye.